Well, everybody, we're back on the Divco again. Just giving you a little bit of an update if anybody's following along. We had a new panel, made, and we actually had to take a piece of what I call C channel and attach it to the back side of this so that we could bolt up the fenders, which are right there. Those fit nicely together, real good. So we started working on this and realized that this is in a lot worse condition than we thought. Got a lot of, rust right here, rust inside here that we couldn't see at all because there's a box piece on the back side of that, so you can't see that at all. So what we did was I made a pattern for a sheet metal fabricator. Here's a sample that he made up for us real quick. And then once we tested it, checked it out, told him he was good to go, he made us up a length of it. So there's a new piece right there. So we're going to cut this all out of here. And we're actually going to take that new length of it, and it's going to slide up underneath this old panel, the existing panel on the top. And you can see how it mates up nicely down here. So that whole panel, what we'll do is, we had attempted to use this, and then we found out that it was not worth saving. You can see that I had drilled all these holes here for plug welding. We're going to do the same thing on the edge of this bottom edge right here. We're going to pre-drill some holes. We're going to cut all of this out of here. We started cutting it right here. We'll remove that. We'll take that new panel, like I said. It's going to slide up underneath the whole length of it. And we're going to drill some holes along the top here also, just like we did down below, so that when that new panel slides up underneath there, we'll have a way to weld it in a solid and have a good attachment point the whole length of that panel. And then we'll have to do a little bit of plastic work. The end pieces here, fabricator could not duplicate this. This has got kind of a point, it kind of tapers down. He can't duplicate that. This one's in better shape. The top one's a little bit more punky, but I think we've got enough of it here that we can work with that. So we'll be able to get that panel on, reattach that bottom one, and now the back end will outside of it anyway, will be basically all welded up and done, which means we'll start to be able to move forward a little bit more and get this thing looking like the Divco that it was, that it deserves to be resurrected. So we're making headway. We finished off this corner piece was all rotted, so we had to make a piece for that. We still have to make pieces for the top. I've got an English wheel, so we're going to have to make something for up here, this whole corner piece. We got to cut out the bad rot. But we'll make a piece for that, and we'll weld that in too. We've already test fitted the door. We bought this door from George Parmalee, along with that rear body panel and the side panel and some other stuff. He was generous enough to sell them to us. We had put this panel on, but it was kind of oil canning a little bit on the inside, around this area here and forward of the wheel. So we came up with an idea of putting a piece of angle iron in there. We welded it on both ends, around the corner here and up front. And what we did too was, I threw some tack welds about every, 4 or 5 inches along the underside here. And before we did all that, we laid a nice bead of adhesive along the back side of this, in between these two panels. And we use 2-part epoxies to glue quarter panels on and door skins on, everyday cars anyway. So we put a little bit of that in there, give it some extra strength. Excuse me. And so anyway, we're starting to move along here. We're making some really good progress. We'll probably have that panel, this whole piece right here, we'll probably have that on by the end of the day tomorrow. And then probably beginning of next week, we'll take that panel right there, put it in place, weld it in place, and then we'll start to be able to move forward. I've got pieces being made for right down here. So I'll keep you posted. Take care.